Hello, Allison Kirk here. Time for today's real talk. Today I want to talk about eating disorders, specifically anorexia, and when it began for me and why. I was in my late teens and I was extremely overweight, about 230-ish pounds. I drank heavily, I did a lot of drugs, I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day, and that's how I coped with life. My situation at home wasn't good, and I did what I saw being done all around me. And this was the behavior that I grew up with. And it was an addictive behavior. And as soon as I got to a point where I hit rock bottom with the drugs and the drinking and how overweight I was in my early 20s, and I was going to kill myself if I didn't quit these things. So I did. And I found exercise. And at first it was great. The first year I was healthy, I was losing weight, I was exercising, not over exercising. I was eating well. Things were good. But then after the first year, I lost over 50 pounds. And I continued to lose weight. And I started running marathons. It started with half marathons, but then it became full marathons. It started with one marathon, but then it was two, then it was three. And before I knew it, in my early 20s, I'm doing 10 marathons a year, and I'm extremely underweight. I'm getting injuries and niggles all the time, and my body is just breaking down. Now I want to talk about the effects that I was experiencing with anorexia, but I did not see them as red flags. Now, the first year I was anorexic, it was really going for me in a positive direction. I was setting PRs, I was getting compliments, things were great. That was the only year things were great with anorexia. The next few years, things really went downhill. I constantly had stress fractures, on a lot of them on my feet, a lot of niggles, a lot of pain, because my body was getting weak. It was literally falling apart. A huge warning sign from your body is your period. And I was missing my period a lot. And I would bring this up to the doctor, and she would just say, well, a lot of people that exercise a lot will lose their periods. But it wasn't really brought to my attention as a huge red flag, or that I was under fueling, or that I'm in the prime in my 20s with my optimal bone growth, and that basically missing my period is affecting my long-term health with my bones. I had no idea what I was doing to my body at this time. And the consequences were going to be some that I would have to live with for the rest of my life. But at the time, I had no idea how to listen to my body, or what red flags that my body was giving to me, what they were, what they meant, or what to do. I was just doing the best that I could with what I had. And the control that anorexia gave me felt like a lifesaver. So at this point, I'm in my mid-20s, about 25, let's say. I'm 5 years into anorexia, and I know I need help. The first person I told that I was anorexic was my sister, Sarah. Then I started opening up to more family members. And that was huge for me to tell people. And they kind of looked at me like, duh, like, have you seen yourself? Like, we know you're anorexic. But they didn't realize the magnitude of what this meant, or how to help me get through this. So I want to say the first big step that I took was telling people. And then at this time, I was seeing therapists. I was in something called Food Addicts Anonymous with a sponsor. And I went through with the marriage to a person that I loved, but I wasn't in love with. But at the time, he was a good cover for me for this addiction that I was deep in this addiction, and getting out of this felt impossible. So I got married and used the marriage kind of as a cover so I could keep my secret life to my eating disorders. And then I finally get to a point where a doctor suggests that I should go take a bone density scan. I'm 26. I take my first bone density scan. And the results come back, and I have severe osteopenia, and I am very close to osteoporosis. At 26 years old, I almost have osteoporosis. And this is because of my undereating and the addiction I have to anorexia.